following the sudden increase of the pump price of petrol in Nigeria from 537 naira to 617 naira. Nigerians have been expressing their anger and shock at the decision of the authorities to add at least 80 naira to the current pump price of premium motor spirit (PMS). Nigeria has endured a series of fuel subsidy removals since 2012, with the masses reacting in different ways to decisions of sitting presidents to remove the subsidy. In Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, motorists, commuters, and residents are already feeling the heat of the latest price increase, as they noted that although removal of fuel subsidy is a reality they are ready to face and understand, sudden price increase like the one recently observed is what they find very difficult to comprehend. The respondent wondered why government is insensitive to their plight despite the pains registered from the first increase under the Tinubu administration.
So it was a shock to me, but despite the shock, we are still expecting government to come up to tell us the reason, because there must be a good reason why government can even increase it from that 540 to 617 now. We are expecting to hear from government, because it's a great shock. Because even previously, how people were managing the transportation, it has not been easy. Therefore, us to come and see another increment now, it's all called for. So we are only waiting to see what government will tell us at the end of the day.
I will tell you that not even shock is unbelievable. With the level of impoverishment in Nigeria and with the way people are crying, with the level of hardship, people are going through difficult times in Nigeria at this moment, and all of a sudden it has to become realistic with what we have been hearing for a very long time. It's no longer a rumor. That is what we have woke up this morning to hear. It's unfortunate that Nigeria is going through this deep pain. I appeal to the government of the day to alleviate these sufferings. A lot of people, averagely in Nigeria, a lot of significant number of people are complaining of the hardship in this country. And I pray that the government will revert itself and make sure palliatives are on ground to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigerians. That is the only way you can see people smiling on the street.
Well, I'm just hearing that, but I thought that if really it's so, there must be a reason. But first, what we are made to know is that there's going to be interplay of the marketers that will determine the price, the fluctuation of the price. That the price is not going to be all that static. That's going to be a dynamic thing. But what we are hearing now, we don't know the forces that lead to that. But what I come to understand initially was that removing subsidy is to allow government to take care of some other important issues, like taking care of the masses especially. We come to realize that there is kind of a cabal that are always sitting on the subsidy, the so-called subsidy removal, and where it goes, we are really oblivious of it. But in this case that is removed, we are told that, okay, we are now going to see the essence of the subsidy removal that is going to go to the masses to alleviate some of the sufferings of the masses and this and that, which is a welcome decision. But it hasn't been practicalized. We are awaiting that.
Meanwhile, Nigerians have been reacting to the decision of the federal government to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal by introducing palliatives, which will see 12 million households receive 8,000 naira each. The candidate of African Action Congress, AAC, at the 2023 presidential election, Omoyele Sowore, speaking in an exclusive interview with Top Accolade News, condemned the decision of the Nigerian government to introduce palliatives, as he believes the move is tantamount to flogging a dead horse.
Palliative is meant for handling diseases that you don't want to cure. Nigeria's main problem is poverty. Palliative is an attempt to deodorize poverty. So it makes no sense to be applying palliative after you have killed the people. In fact, it's a medical terminology that is often used, and the full use of it is called palliative care. And that is end-of-life care. So when you start applying palliatives to your citizens, you are saying that they have reached the end. They cannot be saved anymore. So, and when you go into the palliative, you know that it's end of life, because how can you give 8,000 naira to anybody in Nigeria to survive? When National Assembly people are collecting over 30 million naira per month, you are giving 8,000 naira to people. This is the biggest insult to Nigerians. But you know, we have always warned Nigerians that they should vote for people who are not their enemies. So when you vote for your enemies, or you allow your enemies to rig themselves into office, this is what you get.
In the same vein, Sowore's compatriots believe Tinubu's administration's palliatives are meant for the rich and their cronies, as they believe nepotism and favoritism will eventually determine the beneficiaries.
Palliative will always be a welcome development if it is properly done. If the palliative gets to the people who truly need the palliative. In fact, the people that are already traumatized, that are living in sordid, desperate condition, the people that are living most miserable, if the palliative will reach them, it will be most adorable. In fact, it will be one of the best things Tinubu would have done as a president. But unfortunately, in the country where we are, the president is already getting it wrong. How are you giving palliative to members of the National Assembly? Do they need palliatives? Some of them are former governors that have stolen billions of naira that they cannot be prosecuted. Those of them that the court managed to prosecute and convict, they are set free by the Supreme Court. You are still giving them palliative in the money you want to borrow that your children and my children and children, generations yet unborn will pay. You are giving members of the National Assembly palliative. Criminals, billionaires, all of them have billions of naira attached abroad. Their children are studying abroad. You are giving them palliative. Tinubu is getting it wrong now.
Palliative is just for the big people, not for the poor one. When they are sharing the money, it won't get to all, both the people in urban area, in villages, in other towns. So many people will not get that money. It is man, no man that will get the money, and which is very wrong. I'm not sure the palliative will go wrong. It's still the rich that will stock the money where they want to stock the money. They will share small for those they know, which is very wrong. That is not palliative.
The economy of Africa's most populous country, Nigeria, is struggling as the inflationary rate, pegged at 22.79%, is unbearably high for the citizens who keep complaining about the insincerity of a central government that keeps allocating huge funds to politicians whose efforts are disproportionate to salaries and bonuses received at the end of the month. In Abuja, Nigeria's capital, Abiodun Mohammed, Top Accolade News.